Hi everyone, my name is Scott from the HR team at Plea, and today we're going to be speaking with one of our longest serving managers, Jodi Mason. I'm super excited to hear what she has to say, and I can't wait to share all of her insights with you. So that brings me to you, Jodi. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you, Scott.
That's great to hear. I just kind of wanted to make sure the first thing that I highlight is that you have been here for 30 years, right? And as someone who's just starting and has been here for 1 year, I just kind of want to get an idea of the trajectory and your journey. So, correct me if I'm wrong. You started in your position at Plea, your first position, as an outreach worker part time
Yeah.
with youth justice.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so can you sort of walk us through your sort of journey from the beginning and how your career has changed over time?
Yeah, no, for sure. So, yeah, I started 30 years ago as a part time youth worker here at the agency, delivering service to vulnerable youth in the community. Things were very different then. We did not have office spaces to take the kids to, so everything was absolutely outreach in the community. We didn't have cell phones back then. The kids would call us at home, if you can imagine. Big old
Yeah,
landline
yeah,
on the
yeah,
kids any hour, day or
yeah,
night.
yeah.
Awful, actually. No boundaries then. Um, yeah, hand wrote our reports back then,
Mm,
drove them around, delivered them to the offices. So that was my first role.
that was a start. Okay.
Yeah, that's how we started.
Mm,
And then I did that for several years. Then I moved into the role of coordinator of volunteers and community development. That was my
okay.
very favorite job.
Okay.
Very, very favorite job I've had here.
Hmm.
Um, to be honest, I think I made that move because a friend of mine who I had been a youth worker with had just got that position on one of the different teams. And I
Okay.
wanted to join. I was like, we can still hang out if I'm a coordinator and you're a coordinator.
Yeah.
So, yes, I would not say that my career moves at that point were based in ambition. It
Mm,
was it was
okay.
about the friends.
Yeah. Enjoyment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
enjoyment
Yeah.
for
Yeah. Yeah.
sure, for sure.
Exactly.
Lots of fun. And then did that for many years, and for the past 12 years I've been in a management role.
Okay. Okay. So the majority was that management role. That was the main thing.
Honestly, it was pretty equal. I think it was about 10 years of a youth worker, maybe 8 of the coordinator, and then the last 12.
Okay.
That
So
math might not be right, but
what?
yes.
No, 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 completely no. So having said that, the majority of of your time here kind of was in, your more, I guess, your more recent type of work, right?
Yeah.
Uh, what would you say that you've loved the most about working here? If there was one thing you could pick out that you love
Right.
overall, yeah.
Right. Well, wow. I mean, I think I love the work. I love the field. This is always the sector that I have wanted to be in. When you know that you're doing meaningful, impactful work, you love that, right? So that's
Yes.
been great. I love the people here. They're fantastic. I would say, at worst, I have
Mhm.
wonderful colleagues, and at best, I have made amazing friends.
What would you? How does it make you feel having worked here all this time? Yeah.
Um, I would say I would say I feel proud.
Mhm.
I feel proud to have worked at this organization. You do. You feel a sense of pride when you work at an organization that is, top of the sector, which
Yeah.
Plea is,
Yes.
and that's a great feeling to know that you're part of something like that. Um, I'm proud because I know that we do such great work here.
Hmm.
We deliver services to vulnerable participants that haven't often experienced success in life for
Hmm.
whatever reason. They're facing great challenges, great barriers,
Hmm.
and they come to us. And with our innovative programming and our caring and skilled staff, sometimes we're able to offer them opportunities that they're able to experience success for the first time.
Mm, I
And
see.
how can you not be proud of that,
No, yeah, completely.
right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think that's a great, just like naturally, that's a great point to highlight for someone who's looking to apply for plea, right? It's a, as you've said, like a fulfilling experience,
Oh,
right?
100%.
Yeah, that seems to be, top of mind when I hear your answer. So I guess the next thing that I would ask, kind of related to that, is if someone was sort of thinking about applying for at plea, right? What advice would you give to them, if they're interested, or what would you tell them if you could?
Well, I think if you were thinking of applying, the first thing is to get yourself in the door, right? If
Mm-hmm.
you're a young worker looking to get into the field, just come in at an entry level position,
Hmm.
put your nose down, do the work, do good work.
Hmm.
Good work matters, And then once you're settled, look around, look at the other programs, see where you want to go, and then make some strategic moves.
I see. Okay, so you want to get in from the start. Well, kind of like you did, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, start small, and then from there you can really grow, right?
absolutely.
I see. Okay,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I need to read this next one because it's a bit of a fill in the blank. Okay, uh,
Ooh,
I'm
fill in the
hoping you
blank.
can I'm hoping you can fill in the blanks here. Here's the quote. For an individual to truly love their career in social services, they must also love.
Wow. Okay. They must also love, you need to love working in an ever changing, shifting dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
These are not 9 to 5 jobs, these are not your typical office jobs. The work that most of us do, we're working with several different participants. Things are changing all the time. You might find yourself in a situation that when you woke up that morning, you sure didn't think you'd be in a situation like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to be able to roll with those things. But also, that's what keeps it exciting and engaging and keeps it interesting. So you have to be good with that. You have to enjoy that. You also have to be okay with not knowing. You have to be able to work in the gray. There's no black and white,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
you have to know that you won't always know the answers and you won't always know what's going to happen next.
Mm-hmm.
Trust that things will work out. You also have to know and be okay that you have to be okay with that you can't always know or readily realize the impact you're having on the kids or the youth or the participants.
Mm-hmm.
That's not always going to be readily available, right? They're not going to sit across from you at a Tim Hortons and say, "You are changing my life." They aren't.
Yeah.
They aren't. And so sometimes you don't know, but you just have to trust that that one of the things you've done or that you've said or a strength that you've noticed in them or pointed out one day is going to resonate with them, and maybe they'll make different choices. Or their life will pivot in a way because of something they learned with you. You just have to trust that will happen. And it does. I've had several people reach out 20, 30 years later talking about those moments. And that means a lot.
I see. Okay, so I feel like you kind of answered the next question because you've sort of highlighted,
Amazing.
because you've highlighted sort of the faith you need to have in your own work, right?
Yeah.
Without seeing the direct results,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you're also saying to expect the spontaneity of the day or
Yeah.
the week or the month or whatever, that you show up in the morning and it's not exactly as you thought the night before, right? But I guess I could still probably ask that next question. Are there any skills or attributes on top of that, or maybe more in depth, even more if you like, that would lead to as long and as fulfilling of a career that you have had? Skills and attributes specifically.
Skills and attributes. I mean, if you want to work in the sector and you want to work hard and you're compassionate and you care about people, I think you're going to be okay in the sector, and you can have a long career here. I know, because people always wonder, how do you build such a long career here? Mm-hmm. Those would be the traits that can bring you in and can help you to do the meaningful work. But I think it's also important to remember, not everybody has to come here planning to work here for 30 years, right? I did. You don't have to. PLE can be an excellent launching pad for people that want to come and learn the skills and grow their confidence and then go off to other things. When people come here to learn and then they go off, we're very proud of that. The managers here are excellent, and when we develop staff or help to develop staff and they go on and they do great things somewhere else, that's also a win.
Yes.
Right?
I see. Yeah. So it's more of the sort of like the intrinsic things, the values, essentially, more so than the hard skills, right? When you're starting.
It is. And you better have a sense of humor. You better have that.
Yeah.
And just be a person that wants to be able to support other people as they find their path. That's what it is, right? We're not fixing things for them.
Yes.
But you have to genuinely want that. You have to genuinely want it, because you have to be able to build rapport with these people, and you cannot make that stuff up.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't truly care, they're not going to buy it. Yeah. And without that initial relationship building and that relationship, none of the work can happen. You have to have that first. So that would be, I'd say, one of the biggest, if you're looking for skills or attributes, I would say that's one of the biggest.
Yeah, it comes from inside, right?
It has to.
I see. Okay, so we've been on the topic of someone coming in, right? And now on your end of the spectrum, after 30 years, what would you say is, after all this time, your biggest takeaway?
My biggest takeaway.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I feel like I've said this a few times. I don't want to be redundant.
Yeah.
People and relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be able to build and nurture and maintain relationships with your colleagues, with the participants in your programs, with your funders. You have to be able to do that, and life is smoother when you're good at that, when it comes naturally. And it's very important here at this agency. Relationships are everything. So yeah, I mean, I think I knew that coming in even when I was very, very young.
Yeah.
But definitely know it now. I would say that's a takeaway.
I see. Relationships. Okay. Yeah, and I'm sure you've developed, plenty of relationships along the way.
30 years worth, Scott.
Yeah, like plenty, and and some that are just starting, for example,
Yeah.
right? And yeah, so that's wonderful. I think, yeah. So you've spoken about relationships. You spoke about, the skills that you might need, advice to anyone coming in. I feel like we've kind of, covered everything. Is there anything finally that you think you want to get off your chest in this back and forth?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there are things in programming at this agency that are not highlighted enough and that people don't know about, right? So, for example, we have full-time attendance programs. We have Children of the Street. Like, these are leading initiatives in the province. We lead the way with these programs. Like, Children of the Street is out educating parents and the public about sexual exploitation, keeping kids safe, educating the kids on keeping themselves safe. It doesn't get any better than that, right?
Yeah.
These are really important things, and people don't know that we have them here at PLE, and they need to be talked about, right? And we need to be proud and celebrate those programs. Full-time attendance programs, allowing our kids that have had, involved in the youth justice system, a soft place to land for a few months while they, get settled and learn new skills and become more reconnected to, or get connected to family and community, and at the same time decrease their substance use, right? Those are important things. Other cool things at PLE. Wow, we have an onboarding process at PLE that is absolutely unrivaled. You will never go to another agency and be as well onboarded as you are at this agency. Managers don't love it. We don't love all the paperwork involved with onboarding, but I will tell you, staff love it. I've had so many staff come to me and just, they feel so cared for and so well trained at the start, and that's important. And we want people to know that, because when workers are coming here, and especially when they're young and they're new and they're a bit anxious, it's good for them to feel supported and cared about. When they feel supported and cared about, they can learn the job and they can perform the job. They can do the job well. So that's everything, right? So that's a big one. Here, I think people would be interested to know how much PLE has supported, ongoing efforts towards reconciliation. We have knowledge keepers at the agency who keep us, make sure that we stay informed and make sure that we are always considering Indigenous perspectives in the work that we do. And they support our staff. They support all of us in our learning, as well as they support our staff in ensuring that when they do service planning for their participants, that they're including, meaningful cultural goals that reflect, participants' traditions and cultures and their home communities. So I think that's important. PLE has done a lot of that, and that's going to matter to people, right? It is important. I know I'm missing things, but those are things I think that need to be highlighted because they're great things at the agency.
No, I think we've highlighted like a wealth of information just
good.
now. Yeah, I think
Good.
it's wonderful. I think even someone like me who's been here for 1 year, and some newer employees who've been here for not even a year, a few months, right? I think it's very inspiring to see sort of the other side of the spectrum, where you can end up and what you could build, right? Having been someone who has just started, right?
Yeah.
And then I think on top of that, anyone who's, watching this video who may, be thinking of applying for a position
Yeah.
here, they can see, someone on this side who has just started and is enjoying it.
Yeah.
And then someone who is on the other side that has enjoyed so much of it,
Yeah.
from the very beginning.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have to say again, like, it's been a wealth of information.
Good.
Thank you so much for,
thank
spending
you.
the time with us. And yeah, I think, that wraps everything up. And,
Good.
all the best for everything moving forward.
Oh, thank you, Scott.
Yeah.
And good luck to you. I'm going to come back in 30 years and I'm going to interview you.
Yeah,
Okay?
exactly. Yeah, whoever it is.
Yeah.